I guess is to continue to work and we going to have a group.
So your mic is not on.
Yes. So, start again. Yes. So, if we can, okay,
कौन सी शेयर करनी सर?
and the idea is to go to the PowerPoint.
सर की कोई पीपीटी है क्या?
The PowerPoint should be sent to somebody, but we'll tell you the instruction a little bit later.
Yeah.
So you figure out.
Day 2 में ही है.
Okay, let's finish it, okay? If you got to finish it, remember that after 50 minutes, I'm going to ask you what's your EBIT margin after 5 years forecast. I'm going to ask you what's the free cash flow. The market value of the equity, so what's the price you're willing to pay? The market is stock. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to ask you 1, 2, 3, 4 questions per table. And everybody can finish the PowerPoint within 50 minutes.
We have this presentation, so you can join as well, and we are ready for the discussion. So and the reactive, we expect an active participation from your side. Thank you so much.
Yes, price per score, yes, yeah, it's fine, but it's a good price per score, yes. And then these that in the market value. Yes, only here. Yes. So these columns only are going to be here. Here, I apologize. Oh, maybe. Yeah, So 25 minutes. But if I can finish the following. One possible. We have 25 minutes.
हाँ भाई वो तो ऑनलाइन भी चलानी पड़ेगी इस पे सारे मेल हो गए सारे मेल हो गए ये मेल
अमित राकेश सर को एक बार बुला लो
If I let take a moment and look at the presentation.
DO2 शेयर किए गए हैं DO2 शेयर किए हाँ सर
अब आपको वो वाला देख रही थी अभी तो आपको कर दीजिए वाला तो आपको भेज दीजिए लेकिन जो आपको चाहिए वो जो है आपको तो से
Okay, this is shared.
ऑनलाइन का बोल दिया
Online participants who had prepared their PPT. So we are sharing the email ID in the chat box. So you can share your presentation PPT in at that particular email. Online participants, I again repeat, if you have made your presentation, then we are sharing an email ID in the chat box. You can share your presentations at that particular email ID. And for your reference, we have shared 2 case studies in the official group, so you can just go through it. And if you have any queries, any doubts, so you can also put that doubts and queries in the chat box. We will happy to resolve your queries. Thank you so much.
That's it, you know.
300 with 47. Yeah, 47 yeah. 470.
To calculate the
Objective के हिसाब से करना ना
calculate the multiple, you need to divide by the reference and income, which is 1999.
और उसका रीजन ये है कि
The reference,
उसकी
the income for your multiple is 1999. So if you have to calculate your multiple for your valuation, you need to divide it by the net income in 1999. That's your reference and income, yes? Your reference and income is 1999. Yeah? Okay.
यहाँ पे बच्चों
Yeah, agree. Okay. Yes.
हाँ नहीं जरूरत नहीं ठीक है
We go back to the managerial slides.
कोई दिक्कत नहीं हो गई बात हाँ
Yes.
स्टूडेंट्स के बेटा स्टूडेंट के लिए हाँ
Okay, so for the one, it's five. It's five. It is very, since, they should give down like 1 minute, but you need to do it right. This market has a huge market. What you need to do is to make a multiple of your scenario. Yes. How do you do that? 300 million by the board, divided by the buildings, is the multiple of scenario one that you put in the graph. Now, for the scenario two, what valuation do you have? For example, you have a valuation
47602
400, okay.
470.
Okay, 470 million. Okay. So the 470 million, whatever you have divided by the net finish in 1989, yes, gives you the multiple, which is very high. And then you put it in a graph. That's it. Yes?
Which is very high.
So your equity valuation divided by the net finish in 1989 gives you a multiple that you put in the with your peers. That's how it works. Yes. Yes.
You not calculated with the
No, you cannot do. You cannot do anything. Yeah.
that
Yeah. Okay. It's in some multiples. Some groups are pretty multiples. But you cannot do multiples. It's not possible. You don't need to do anything. The multiples are in the table. Yes. You don't need to recalculate the multiple. You don't need to recalculate the scenario. What you need to do is to take your own valuation based on this year. And you put in multiple of that, you put in the table. But don't go re-engineer a new scenario with the model. That's what we're going to do. Yes. Share of this. It's not that it's not even what there's not requirement or anything. You realize the need. So what you're even finding out about it, you need to know. That needs to be it. Yeah. Yes. What we did yesterday, we made that they will accommodate. If you go to cell, for example, 47.2, yes, we like to go with the 47.2. Check what the Lego yesterday, or in this case, Ben and Jerry. If the board says we would like to pay a multiple of 47.2, which is not a question that's often the case, by the way, but that's true that they do, then you would need to use the multiple 47.2 times the earnings, constant that, and then you can re-engineer the cash flow. Right? But that's not even a question, so discard all that. The question here is more simple. In the multiples in the market, you've done your own scenario. Right? You have two scenarios. 300 million and 500 million. Those two scenarios should be calculated into equivalent multiples, make a comparison with the peer group. Yes, because you can't have an equity value compared to the peer group if you have no multiple. So the only thing you're going to do is you're going to use your scenario, evaluating your scenario, divided by the net earnings 999, and that's it. That's all. Okay, you're with me? Yes. So yeah, so you have your scenario in your scenario was 3700. What was your price? 450. 470. 470, but that's the price that you're going to pay for the stock, right? But then you need to, yes, but then you need to find the equivalent multiple the price. And that is nothing more than the 400, nothing what you have, 400 million, divided by the net earnings 999. Yes, because this is actually also 999. So then you have a multiple and then you put it into the table. That's it. You know with me? No? You should. So you have your scenario, you have your evaluation in slide number 3. Yes. Buddy, let's make a round. Why did you wait to pay for the stock based on the previous slide? So based on scenario, case number is slide number 3. It doesn't work. 360. 360. What do you have? Here's the other group. What do you have? What you have is the percentages of the price. That's the public value. Yeah. We did. Okay. What you have is about what you have chips and possibly equity. We need to do it. We really need to do it all together because otherwise get lost and that's the point. But it's the point is that it's so simple to do, but we need to understand what we're doing. Maybe the back lady, what's wrong? 390. Okay, so no. I already have price of the equity. Right? Between 300 and 350 million. Okay, that's the price that you're going to pay for the equity. Now, we compare that price to peer group. Tell me how. To PE. Yeah. To PE multiple. You're good. Next, please. Next. Yes. To the multiple. These are all PE multiples. What does it mean? It means that all these companies traded for huge multiples in the market. Yes. Now let's take your valuation, which was 300 million, 350 million, for example. The 350 million needs to be compared to the price you get at 50 million market. Because the 350 million isn't high and low compared to the market, you don't know. So that's why you're going to take the 350 million. You're going to divide it by the net earnings in 1999, which is how much is that?
7239.
Yeah, but what's the earnings in 1999? Net earnings and income?
7239.
About 7 million.
7 million.
So you take the 350 million Divided by 8, and then what multiple you get?
6. Yeah, only 6.
No. In the table, that's it. Now, what does it tell you then? Your evaluation. You put it in a table and say, okay, your evaluation is in high or low. Say this 40 is the multiple of your scenario. It is pretty expensive because but there is one more expensive than higher, it's more expensive. So if you would think that you would be the most expensive, try to not be the most expensive because dry is more expensive. That's it. 51, you see 51. Put 51 on the table, then what it tells you that you are paying top market, yeah? You're paying top dollar because the max is going to be the market. It's like this. What goes by around? Okay, it's very old around. The multiple of products are down. So it must have been a very special product because it's one problem. Yes. Maybe you want to because you like to know. Maybe you want to because you like the speed. Maybe you can switch a little bit. That's how it goes. Same with company evaluation. Okay? We have 10 minutes. Yes, I'm going to walk around and help you out. Yes? 10 minutes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Right. So
that is divided by this. There were 2 3 that's coming from the 6.
47 wires your It says 476 million.
Divided by
7. You make a choice.
ये ना 476 okay 476 ये 476 अब आपका क्वेश्चन This question you the difference between yes,
ये लेके नहीं हो सकता ये 47
सर ये आ रहा है मतलब 65 3 मल्टीपल 50 के
उनका कारण है
मतलब 1999
ये तो हमारा सिलेंडर 59.8 से बता रहा है तो इधर तो हमारा कम पड़ा है
और ये जो है हमारे में 8021
जितना आगे इसको क्या पढ़ना है सर पढ़ना भी चाहिए ना काम होगा क्यों
और इससे बढ़ाई के बहुत
ये आपका डिफरेंस बढ़ते जा रहा है क्या बढ़ा रहा है
इसलिए कि मैं एक्सपेक्टेशन ज्यादा होता है
वही काम कर
नहीं ये एग्जीक्यूटिव नहीं करता
डिवाइड करना
ये
डिवाइडेड
बताई 1999 का पर सर बोल रहे ना ये वही पहले
आपका ये पकड़ा से डिस्प्ले का है क्या पता
ये क्या
का जो अर्निंग लिया ना अभी तो लिया
99
आपका है ना वही आएगा कुछ लॉग इन
ये 1999 वाला जो हमारा CF आया कितना साल लगेंगे और आपको पता करना
टेक्निकल दोनों का प्राइवेट जो है वही है ना
जो यहाँ
मार्केट में नहीं लेना
हाँ
तो फिर उस दिन आपने 476 ले लिया है
बट रेड कंटिन्यू कर दो ना रेड को क्यों बना ठीक
आपको नहीं
तो आपका जो दिखाना है कैश फ्लो तो ये दिखाना है ये इसके बाद कैश फ्लो एक अब मेरी बात सुनो
मैंने एक चीज आपने जो ये काम किए
आप मैं दूसरा दिन 7,000
फ्री कैश का कितना जमा कर रहा हूँ बदला आपकी मेरा भी एक साल में रिकवर हो जाएगा सुबह वही मेरे पास आपका फ्री कैश फ्लो कितना 15,000 और आपका कैश फ्लो कितना 7,000 तो 1-1.5 साल में रिकवर हो जाएगा
कम करके थोड़े थे हमने सिर्फ कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स को बढ़ाया बाकी हमने सब वो कर दिया और कुछ हो कि पे कलेक्ट कर देता ये बार मैंने किया है I think that why we are taking the earning of 1999 because for calculating this
It's okay, but soon you take your final cash flow and the price, yes. That's the basic price, that's how you do it.
Why the free cash flow for the food we are taking something of the
If you want to you need to get those.
so that distribution is counted.
Yes.
Nice.
There is part.
Listen, I got it. But one more thing, and we are thinking in right direction.
Yes. Yes.
Our logic was correct. We can discount. Yeah, we can discount.
Yeah.
One more thing. So in that case, our P multiple is coming 65.
Yes.
Which is very higher than the company.
Yeah. Top bill.
And the gap is coming as 2
Yeah.
or even.
There should be the.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So what is it? How do you interpret this?
It's not if you want to pay. Right, anybody to pay?
P multiple is 65. Not possible.
Say, I don't say,
They're well.
76 million.
The date we have considered as paid. Right, then that was. And this is coming out.
7 million. So if you pay 76 million and your investment requires 10%, you need to pay every 7 million. So your gap is about 15 million. You're not. Yeah, what? There's nothing more than the chemical that you go together, your heart, 27 million. Yes, you're in. And you need 47. So the gap is simply wrong. Yes. If you want to pay, how much more money? You should just pay for 7 million. People invest what for you. The cost of paying up 7 million. What the cost of if you take get a cost together, you pay me much. So, instead of million, put the technologies you need to pay, and say, okay, we can pay now, but I need to pay my investment 10%. So but the last year, it's 17 million. So the gap is 100 euros.
Okay, cash gap, what I understood is that cash gap is decided. The market value of equity is divided by 10%. That is the cost of capital. That comes to 470.
Yes.
47 million.
Yes.
300 million is the value.
Yes.
Right.
The only time to do that is 47 million.
47 is the amount that we have to pay every year.
Yes.
But we have only profit, 70 million.
Yes.
So there is a gap of 30. That is the cash flow. That is the case.
Yes, yes, yes.
You will calculate. नहीं last
We're getting 6 minutes. Remember, if you are, the idea is that table, you have a presentation which requires at least the EBIT margin after 5 years, check. The cash flow after year 5, check. The market value equity that you're going to pay now, price, check. I was about to stop. Well, if you have the price of the equity, for example, 3 million, go to the market value of stock, which is 8 million to 7 million. Yes, what do you have at least in your policy? Okay. Okay. minutes. Yes.
पट्टी का जो गैप है लंबा रहेगा सर
Online participants, if you have any queries, any doubts, you can please post your queries in the chat box. And in the meanwhile, we have shared an email ID. You can, okay. So you can share your presentation on that particular email ID. We have shared that particular email ID in the chat box. So you can share your presentation. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes.
Girls for 209. Where in the hotel. Ego discount. Here I want to be a certain face value. Value the 1999 हमारा नेक्स्ट प्रॉफिट आ रहा है कटी से निकाल रहा हूँ कटी नहीं है लेकिन ये 65 ये सर ये मल्टीपल
Yeah, basically investment banking is getting
हाँ क्योंकि सीएम के पास मोस्टली काम ना वही है तो आप राइटर पोस्टिंग जर्नल एडिटिंग कर लो after the part finalization taxation
Yes. Yes. Okay, good. Arguments left. It's your even market. Your cash flow, your fine.
it's
What's your million? 18, okay, that makes sense, yes. So, the private stock is about, that was 30. 76, okay. Well, then you go to buy. Yes, yes. Okay, so, yes. Even if I say, well, that you're fine. You're fine. No, you're fine.
Thank you so much for your opinion. Hours, 16, right? Hardly 80%, cash flow, hardly really
Calculate the FDP is 130. Yes, perfect. And now we need to make a last line for equal to. Even my can go here line, it's a line. Be here, be here. Yes. Yes. The price, yes. So, I will tell you, I want to try to are 8 million. So, 460 million. The market for 80 million. Yeah. Okay, go to the next movie. Yeah. Okay, that's okay, that was surprised. It's about 7 five by number of stomachs there. After company Finish. Please put your presentation on the, I think it's on. Yeah. Page case and the. What's your money? Your cash on your file. Okay, now what's your file? The technology doesn't really change the end of the. Finish the break. Finish you need to. Finish your need. Say we finish in 5 minutes with the work. Yes. Okay, so we have a 10-minute break. And then we're going to start at 50 minutes. Is that okay? Yes. So 5 minutes presentation. I would also start at 15 minutes. Yeah. And if you're finished, please put your numbers on the board. Yes. Yes. We go to 50 minutes, which is
Online participants, I request everyone, if you have made your presentation, then you can just post that presentation in the email, and you are required to share. I think 5 figures. First is EBIT margin. Second is free cash flow. The third one is market value, and the last one is price of the stock.
EBIT margin and the cash flow only as your fund.
So EBIT margin and free cash flow, market value, and price of the stock. So these are the figures you have to mention in the chat box with your respective.
Good work. Very good.
And make sure the EBIT margin, the figure you are sharing, is for 5 years only. So kindly consider this particular point. And if you have any queries, any doubts, and if the instructions are not clear, then we can again share the instructions with you. So kindly drop your queries. Thank you so much. And after sharing the figures, you can just take the 10 minutes breaks. We will start after 15 minutes. So till then, you can just take your break, and you can share your presentation as well on the email. And in addition to this, I again repeat that you have to share the figures of EBIT margin for 5 years, free cash flow, market value, and the price of the stock. If you have any query, if you have any doubts, you can share your doubts, you can share your queries in the chat box. Thank you so much.
Market value. Market value. 28 point आगे चला सबसे पहला वाला कैश फ्लो पॉइंट नेक्स्ट वन एमवी मार्केट वैल्यू
सही आंसर है क्या? 6.9 किसका है?
ठीक है प्राइस कितना आ रहा है स्टॉक का प्राइस सबसे सस्ती अभी बेच रही हमारी से सस्ती है 23 में बेच रहा है कोई 34 बताया हाँ ये सब मेरा फोन देना आ रहा है फोन देना Oh, group four, I miss even margin. Yeah. There's no group four. I think so. Oh, you're still looking?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are you looking? Yeah.
अभी देखा
For the insights, yeah.
Participants who are online, we are going to start very soon. So I hope you have dropped your presentation in the respective email, and you have dropped your figures, which I have told you in the chat box.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Everybody be able to go in? Yes, okay, everybody, come in, please. Yes, okay.
We are going to start very soon, in next 2 minutes. So kindly please settle down at your place. The participants who are outside, I request them to kindly enter and settle down at their respective places. We are going to start in next 2 minutes. Thank you so much.
Okay, we still welcome, but I think we should start. Yeah, but I need to finish. So there are like on those tables, is anybody unable to get the rest? Because we still with about 10 people. Yeah, because otherwise people get feedback. Yeah. Okay. So. Sometimes you get the. What do you need more? Yeah. Same thing, huh? You, and the question is, why do you need more time? That's the thing. Do you want to have a better outcome? Do you want to detailed answer? But how it works in practice is also that you have a limited amount of time. I always compare finding the top sports, you know, it's not top sports time, yes. Because the thing is that you need to make a decision within a very small time window. If I will give you the assignment or give my own students who participate in the assignment, they will give them like a whole week. They learn about how to do it, but it's like the time pressure that makes it very interesting for you to select things which you need to focus to give you a limited amount of time. Because that's also how it works in real life. Limited amount of time, but you still need to come up with a solution, which you actually did. Yes? Everybody has finished EBIT margin, cash flow, market price of stock. That's amazing. Because at the end of the day, and that's all in finance, at the end of the day, that's your discounted cash flow method in your spreadsheet doesn't matter. That's a discussion piece. You've been able to complete it within a short window of time. Yes? And that's important. Number two, also what I would like to mention is that with finance, it's, you know, it's not like a very exact science. Yes? The strength of your output depends on the strength of your input. If your input is weak, you know, it was your output is going to be weak. Yes. But the point in finance is that, you know, if whatever your input is, and you spend much more time on the input, it doesn't necessarily mean that your output is going to get any better. That's what I'm trying to say. So, this is actually what is really, really important. And this enables you to make a management decision because we're doing case studies here. A case study is a managerial problem. And what's the problem in this particular case? You have to comment. It's been your own. It's a major management problem that we need to fix. Who wants to comment? How we do it? What we do it? Anyway, who would like to comment? Question is then, what's the management problem in this case? We've been working on it for 2 days. What's the management problem that needs to be answered in this case? Anybody would like to comment? Yes, go ahead, please. Yes,
Create every part that you want.
yeah, you have a mic.
The management.
Yeah, we have a mic, yes. Also, I'm going to mic and here. So the question, what's the management problem? Yes.
Whether it will enhance the value of the firm after merger or let's say cost wise, revenue wise. That would be the
I didn't hear the first part, but you, yes. Okay, please, the first part. Repeat what you said. I just, because I want to do everything.
enhance the value of it is enhancement of it.
Yeah.
By the burden. So what will be the advantage to both the firms from here? We are talking about our will be the advantage to us in cost. And we talk about cost,
Yes.
revenue,
Yes.
that is competitor, the market.
Okay.
Everything about impacting it.
Okay, okay. Well, what's your view? What's the management problem we fix you? Okay, yes or no? Well, yeah. Okay, minimizing costs. Well, some different view what's been said. What's the management problem fix? Yes.
Wiring on the where the it's not.
Yeah, very good, very good. You all of you say, what to say, about price M&A, properly or not. The main problem actually is the CFO comes in and we don't work on it, 300 million. So it's related to what you're going to say. Okay, are we going to pay that? Is it fair or is it not fair? Because if we pay too much, you know, it doesn't create value for the firm. And that's what you're simply saying, yeah? Because if you pay too much, maybe then also, you know, you have some financial loss on the deal. So you would like to know if it's 300 million, if it makes sense or not in terms of value creation. What you said, does the deal create a value for the organization? Yes or no? Let's go back to the major question that we tried to answer today and yesterday. To what extent does the organization create financial value for the stakeholders? It's a general question. There's only one management problem that is essential for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And with that framework, somebody wants to pay 3 million, somebody wants to, okay, that's this pay. Now, let's have a look at what you did. It's really awesome. Oh, 10, even more. You took 10? Anyway, if you think about it, you have probably visited somewhere. Now, let's have a look at what you said. EBIT margin, 18%. Cash flow, it's always tricky. Okay, 18% EBIT margin. The free cash flow, group one is 47, but equity from 76 million, 56 euro per dollar per stock. Let's have a look at all the 13 stock prices. Okay, let's step back. Stock prices in the market. You need to know the date. Dates have been before. Here at the start of 2000. What's the current stock price of Pedagogy? But then, no, not 56. Maybe 23, but that is because of M&A rumor. And what we normally see is that the stock before M&A rumor goes up, you know, to the acquired price. But let's have a look at what would be the price without an embedding room. What would be the standard on price? What would be the intrinsic value of the company value? 25, huh? So if you would say, okay, before any M&A rumor, the average price of manager would be looking at about $25 per share, yes? Okay, now, let's go and have a look at your prices. Okay, what was in 1999, the EBIT margin of the company?
6%.
Yeah, EBIT margin, eh? So, who looks it up? What is the EBIT margin in 1999? 7%, yes. Let me write it down. 7%. That's the status quo, right? The status quo is $25 per share at an EBIT margin of 7%, and you can even continue if you have more time because the economic growth is negative, right? And so on and so on, yeah? Now, let me take a look. Let me take a look at the price. 56. No, 55 right. Group 8. So the status quo, 7% margin. What else? Stock price $25. And your group says you want to pay 65. If I will be bored, I would say, okay, 65 resembles a price of $545 million. Yes? $545 million. Price is 65. But how can we pay $65? Well, it's now only $25, right? So even it sounds crazy. The volume is a little lower because it's everywhere here in my ears. Yes. So how can you go from 7% to 18% EBIT margin? I would like to know. Because if you're not going to make an 18% EBIT margin, you simply overpay, am I right? If you think you cannot meet the 18% EBIT margin, you cannot meet the cash flow, and you cannot meet the price. That's how it works. Because the drivers of cash flow is the EBIT margin. EBIT margin was 7%. It needs to go to 18%. How confident are you? That's my question. Could you or somebody of your group number one explain why do you think you can go from 7% status quo to the 18% that you actually need in the future years? Anybody? Group one. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I was mistaken. Group A is 28%. Excuse me. Let's take story holds, yes. How it goes 7 to 28%. Group A.
Yeah, increasing the sales by 10% every year.
Yes, sales 10% per year. Okay.
And the cost of goods sold has been increased by just 1%.
Okay. And how are you going to decrease the cost of goods sold by 1% per year? How are you going to do that?
No, we are not increasing, we are increasing the cost of goods sold just by 1%.
So, but the top line increase of 10% per year is not the only driver of this huge stock price. So, because your EBIT margin is 8%, where's the advantage in the EBIT margin then? So how can you go from 7 to 20%? It cannot only be sales. What about the cost structure? Because the 28% EBIT margin that you predicted is not only covered by the 10% in top line. Everybody with me? Yes. I'm asking what should be changing the cost structure to get to 28%? That's my first question. Okay, to reduce the SSG. Yes, SSG. We didn't use it. Why did yeah? Yes. Yes, this is the argument that I hear. Well, the point is that it doesn't really matter. It's not a compliant, but it's obviously the efficiency in the cost structure. Yes. But the problem is how confident are you? You don't have like different unit margins. Who in this class, you know, it's a Pedagogy high school company, it's making an economic loss which is negative. But who believes in this class that you can actually go from a status quo from 7 to 28%? I want to hear some votes. I think, well, why not? I think this can be done. Please vote. First for page code, say yes. Can it be done? You board, all board. Can we do it? Yes, the question is, this meeting, okay, this will be well for board members, yes. We need to make a decision, the management problem, yes. If we spend $200 million, we do more than that, yes. But your kind of board members is simply arguing that we can actually play 524 million. 565. That's the thing. You argue that you go to pay 545 million. Then I'm going to ask you a question, fellow board members. What kind of EBIT margin do we need that justifies the 545 million? What's the EBIT margin that we need to produce? 28. 28. Better management this. How are we going to do that? In other words, who is going in this room believes that we can go from 7 to 28% in another 5 years' time? Please raise your hand. Who thinks so? Of course, with 8. Nobody. Okay, 27. Who believes we can go from 27? Nobody. Okay. Who believes we can go from 7% to 20%? Yes? 1? Yes, 20%. How can we do that then? 20%? It's like almost 300% increase in the EBIT margin. Okay, so you're confident that you can reach the 20% by having a focus on more efficient expenses, is that right? Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Let's take the 20%. If this would be money, okay, 20%. We would be looking at the price of about, let's take group 2. Look at a price of about $52 per share, of about $56 million. Who would be willing to go to $256 million? Because that's where we are going to expect like a margin of about, let's call it 20%. Some think, well, yes, that makes sense. Please raise your hand. You think that makes sense? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people say yes. 8 people yes. The question is, who believes that you can go from an EBIT margin of 7% to 20% in 5 years' time? You know, okay, I want 8 people to say yes. Okay, let's go to 19. I think 19 can do, yes? 18, 19. Is it like the general that we can do 80, 90%? Yes, everybody should be okay with 80, 90%? Okay. We need to remind you that this company made a negative economic profit. Economic profit last year was negative. And now your forecast should be very optimistic because if you need an 18% EBIT margin, you need to go from 7 to 18%, which is about twice as much in 5 years' time. Can you do that? That's a little bit of the discussion that you need to have. Now, let's go back to the board. If the question is, the board members want to pay 300 million. Okay. Now let's have a look at who agrees according to the board. Group 1. Do we agree to pay 300 million? I think so, right? Because you said 480 is not the max. Yes.
Yes.
Also yes. Yes. No. Group 4 says no. Right?
Less than 300.
Yes. We're not going to do that. That's what group 4 said. Why not? Group 4. You do not believe that you can get 18% EBIT margin, do you? Because group 4 is thinking. EBIT margin is not. I don't think EBIT margin is. Yeah. You can still see about right. You can still see about right, I would say. Wait a minute. You are important. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Group 1. Also no, yes? You would buy. Why not? Because you're saying that your maximum price that requires them to pay is 200 million. Why is that? Because the cash flow that you expect is 60 million. And why is that? Well, because the EBIT margin is only going to be 6 to 7%. Who? Fine. Explain. You're an outlier in the group. Everybody thinks about 78% we can realize. Everybody thinks no, we're not going to. How's that? Okay. What's your because we at board we want to go to 300 million. Yes. We need double. So we need to have about 40%. So you disagree, why is that? Don't have the deal done. We don't think you find out 40% realistic, and you simply say no. Why is that? Yeah. 14, yes. You've gone over 7.
Cost that, although maybe what that, you have less EPS.
We understand, the calculation is correct, all of them are calculation, all correct. So I understand what needs to.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Still are. But why does the risk believe that we can reduce the cost and you cannot? We cannot reduce the cost. Your model
We have
says this.
increased the cost, we have increased the sales by 10%, but we have reduced the cost very, it's a very less percentage we have reduced, because maybe, we may move on to conservative approach that we should not increase.
Yes.
And we should not reduce.
Okay.
Within a year, that all the expenses will be
We
reduced.
understand. You simply take a conservative approach towards your outlook based on simply saying, I,
Just, in the first year, it is 7%.
Yes. yes, take a moderate approach. And given this more conservative approach, you're simply saying that, well, you know, the maximum price I'm going to willing to pay, is going to be about, for you,
Five.
about 200 million. So in a nutshell, given your assumptions, which you can defend in a court meeting, you simply going to conclude we're not going to pay you. You will not sign up on 300 million. Is that right? Yes. Okay, well, that's fair. Okay, let's continue. Group 6 by no, also not. 6 is interesting, by the way, because 6 is close to 300 million. Group 6, what would you do? Because who would pay 300 million? Because if not, we lose it. We can stretch it at 300 million.
With 11%, yes, we can stretch it to 300 million, but as per the calculations, it is tough, like 300. Maybe we have 50 here. So
Yeah.
what we did is, we have reduced the cost, but what I've seen in the past trend, the COGS was 60 to 60% approximately.
Yeah.
If 1% reduced, 1.2% reduced COGS. But the SDA was increasing by 26, 18, 20, 6% in past few years. So what I did is I reduced the HCA, I have not increased my.
No, fair enough, but bottom line is, would you agree, you know, going along with everybody's paying 300 million, would you sign up with 300 million? The answer is?
If I see the price earning multiples, it will.
Obviously, yes or no? Yes or no?
It is, with the calculation, no, at present, no.
Okay, calculations, no, but would you still go along?
So we can still do it, because it is 35 million, it's a matter of very small amount. We can still do it.
I mean, would I be able to convince you to go along with 300 million? Otherwise, we simply lose the deal, then? Yes.
That's right.
Would you be able to stretch the 300 million? That's the point.
Yes.
You would that? Okay. Let's go on. Group 7. Also no. It makes sense. That's 6-7% even margin. But you have a price of 243 million. Group 7. Who's that? Will you convince you to go to 300 million? We're almost there. We need only 50 million to make the deal done. Would you agree with that? Even though your calculations say you cannot. No. But we can need to lose the deal based on 50 million. You are aware. If you don't sign off, if you won't sign off, we simply forget the rocket to get the position, yes. Do you think there's enough potential to go a little bit more? Yeah, agree or not agree? No, you would not. Oh, you would. Yeah. So you're agree, so even though your calculation says the maximum price is about 240 million, you would be willing to spend 300 million just to get the deal done. Okay, fair enough. Let's go next. 8. Yes, yes. This one, no, almost. Almost. Group 12, last group. Same question. EBIT margin only 7%. Obviously, you know, it will be very difficult to pay 2 million. Group 7? No, we have group 1. Okay, group 12. Good, yeah, yes. Would you do the deal with 300 million? Would you be able to stretch it? Really go on here. Yes. You are this for us. Yes. So we partner go for it. Now, bottom line is, the nice thing about what we just did is that we have a focus on what the EBIT margin is going to be. We know a little bit what the drivers are of EBIT margin, sales, cost of goods sold, and SG&A, right? That's it. Cash flow, same thing, but also the capex comes along. Anyways, capex is a function of the EBIT. So the EBIT is driving the cash flow. Yes. And then we have the price of the stock. Now, even on top of everything, you know, everything taken together, let's vote. 300 million was the management question. Who says, let me just say, who says, no, I'm not going to do the deal? You 3, right? Who's not going to do the deal? No, no, only one group. Let me put it in a different question. Who says for 300 million, we go along with the deal? It's okay, 300 million. Can you raise your hand? Yes, majority, yeah? Okay. So, what's the real case? What they really paid? Because they did the deal. They bought the shares of Pedagogy for what price? $57.58. Yes, which is equivalent to $326 million on the equity deal. Yes. Now, this is interesting because if they paid about $300 million, let me go to the board. What's the EBIT margin that they would have expected in a model? I think about, oh, they don't have EBIT margin. 11, I think more than 11, right? I'm just taking a value which is close to 300 million.
It's 16 to 15.
Yeah, it's really too, okay, but a little too much. But I think it's between 8, 11, and 16. I know the real EBIT margin that if you unroll in a model to account was double, 14%. The investment bank took into account EBIT margin of 14%, which most of you are actually not quite far off, except for like very high values. But 40% is what EBIT margin is going to be in a model of the investment bank. And based on that, they simply said, well, you'd be around 326 million, so you can go ahead with the deal. They did have a disclaimer, and the disclaimer was the economic profit was negative. It's a long stretch to get from 7 to 14. It's a long stretch to close the cash flow gap that you need to satisfy the investors. It's a long stretch. It may be or may not be doable. That's what they said. Yes? The board knows this, but they still went ahead with the deal, even though it was on top of the market. So you see, why is that? Hey, put the comment. It's a risky deal. Because if something goes wrong into the top line, if you cannot make a 10% increase per year, if you cannot reduce the SG&A, you have a problem, man. But why that the company still did the deal? Yes. Use the mic for the online participants. Yes. Why does management still did the deal?
I think the main expenditure that was possibly problem, that was the distribution expenditure.
Yeah.
And distribution channel that can be easily avoided or reduced for this extent. So that more probability can be that yes, the cost can be reduced.
So you're actually saying that we are willing to take the risk.
Yeah.
But it's so obvious that we have changes in the distribution that you know, it's okay to take the risk.
Reduce that.
First,
This data also working and see something already reducing. That can also continue.
so there is some evidence in the past that you can do that. Yes, next one, yes. Why does management, even though it's a risky deal, or maybe I say it's not that risky as it looks like, but why would management do it?
Yes, the management would likely do it because of and everything as an opportunity.
Yeah.
So if we don't do that, then otherwise, it would be very difficult later on to sustain or be the leader.
We don't care if I would take the manager or not. We are not even in the super premium ice cream brand after all. Every we're not in it at all. So why would we care? If it takes the whole market, why would we care?
So yeah, always benefits to be market leader.
Yeah.
So the compatibility is always and it affects all the things if we are market leader. We can decide our price, we can decide our many things. So yeah, we have an advantage.
I understand, but at Unilever, we have no position in the super premium ice cream segment of the market. We're not even in the US with our ice cream. So why would we care if Ben and Jerry is being sold at higher? Because we're not in the market after all. Why would we care? That's my point. Yeah.
Emotional
attachment is what's being said, yes. Emotional attachment, yes. What else? Yes. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Why would we want to deliver approve such a deal? Why would we not leave it in the market? Why would we want to do that? Okay. Fine. Yes.
So can it be for they might be taking out certification?
I'm asking you, so you need to come up with what you think. Why would the court sign it?
Certification maybe one day.
Yeah, okay. This last argument, maybe lady in the back. Give me your view. Why would we care if you leave her? Yes. Okay. Here's the following. If you report you're not into the segment, you don't really care that much. That's the point. Because you're not needed after all. Of course, you can argue that, well, we're not in it because we need to be in it because we have no product there, and so it would be for us interesting to buy. But why it would be interesting? It would be interesting because it increases overall profitability of the organization, increases the overall profitability of the ice cream business, right? That's the whole point. You want to increase your profitability of your ice cream division because it looks better on shareholder meetings, right? And for doing that, you need to acquire an organization like Ben & Jerry's to make it more richer portfolio, which will increase the end of the day profitability. Because what we also know is that Unilever has everything for target, but actually performing quite poor. Yes, very, very poor. That's one. Two, if you want to increase your profitability of your ice cream business, organic growth, is it easy to do or not? Organic growth is easy. By yourself.
No.
Where is
They don't have expertise of manufacturing.
You see, so that's the extra argument to say we cannot grow organically, so we go to acquire another organization. So from that perspective, you can say, okay, it makes sense to actually buy that. Now, I did buy, we another price, $26 million, about $59 per share. I don't know the reasons by heart, but Ben and Jerry, they actually were not friends. At least what we know, they were not really that good. Also, that's with Ben and Jerry, I thought about who's who. But one of them was really unpopular with the employees. And also, the deal was, I think, about $2 million. While the other one, Jerry or Ben, gets about $53 million. So there's a huge difference of about $50 million. There's also a huge difference between the payout to the original shareholders. There's one thing else. That's why I started the whole business case with conditions to create and realize synergies. Yes? What are the conditions? What do you need to do? What do you need to tick the box? One of the tick the boxes is that you are able to integrate it, right? What would happen if you're not able to integrate it after all? What would it say about your work? Tell me. What if manager will still be standing alone? Could you do that? No, very difficult, right? And there you go with your synergies. Right? Now, what is really happening? Is manager integrated into Unilever? No, it's not. It's a standalone entity. Why is that? Why is Ben and Jerry not integrated into? Of course, in the meantime, we talked about the deal 20 years ago. In the meantime, there are more integration. There will more integration on some aspects of the business. But bottom line is, they still have an independent board of directors and they're still working on this independent. Of course, they consolidate into the whole, but still work independently. Why is that? Because they have, yeah. Yeah, but you. Yeah, what's that?
The reason is that Unilever is not into ice cream business.
They are an ice cream business. They are.
Unilever.
Yeah. They're more. Yes, they do. Why are they still independent on the management level? Anybody? Okay. Maybe not. Yes, but not our business. They were not integrated at the time.
So it may be like there are cultural differences.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, exactly. What's the culture difference between the two? What's the difference between Ben and Jerry employees and Unilever employees? Yes. Very socially driven, right? Ben and Jerry. I mean, you Google them, you look at the ice cream. Well, I think that. Does anybody know that? By the way, you started with the first place, by the way. This ice cream is very socially driven, very socially driven. So those ones very employees that are like, they want to work for Ben and Jerry because it's very sustainable. But we're talking about 20 years ago. Unilever was looking for more sustainable assets, but still they have a problem with integrating the employees, which have a little bit more different mindset. So that's actually one of the things that they still left alone. The other one is very relevant. If you look at the history, one thing you should buy is buy Ben & Jerry ice cream. Of course, the taste is good, but what else?
Responsible for the
Yes, it's socially responsible. If you like the charity, yes, 8% of it or something like that. Of the ice cream is going to be, given back to society. And then you have to share all the value with it. And it doesn't work. So therefore, in the first 5 years of the whole, I'm not sure how many years, but I think in the first period of the deal, there were no synergies possible. So if you would have thought that in the next 5 years, you would tick the box, you would be wrong. Yes, simply because the synergies that you had on paper didn't actually work out in practice. And this happens all the time. So the major lesson of this particular deal is your business model looks awesome, your models look very awesome, But just ask when you've done this, just the right questions, not about the financials, because everybody can defend their financials. But look at the other. Is it okay? Can we do the synergies? Can we integrate it? What about culture? Now, is this actually possible? We can look into the factories. Now, look at the distribution channel. Can we actually combine all that? Can we combine everything? In other words, what's reasonable? Can we actually, make it happen with the employees and stuff like that? I'm not saying a reintegration plan after the M&A deal. Most M&A deals that I've been working on, most of them are simply lacking a whole integration deal. Yes, which actually comes down, because we're all financials, it actually comes down, on, the model that we actually have. That's what I was asking, how realistic is it? You can only benchmark this question, how realistic is it? If you go through ask the right questions about integration and so on and so on. If you tick that box, then of course you can go with it. Yes, that's the whole thing. Sometimes boards are so aggressive that they simply want to get the deal done. Organic growth in this particular market, today's market, is very, very difficult. So therefore, there we have a whole M&A market. Board wants to go ahead with the deal, right? Look at the price. They simply want to make the deal done and they want to make it as fast as possible, yes? But then it's your job as the financial supervisor board or whatever to have a more realistic view of the deal. Because a lot of deals ultimately end up making a huge loss, at the expense of the companies. If we're talking about we are here for long-term value creation, an M&A deal by definition is a huge risk for the company. That's my point. Not all deals may create value for the organization, only the right deal. And the right deal has been done if you ask the right questions financially, but also non-financial. Then you can make a proper decision, I would say. Okay, we go on to the next. Before we go to do that, quick round, Q&A. Any questions? Did I miss anything concerning this deal? Everybody wants to say something? Feel free to argue if you miss anything. Yes?
As we discussed that when the practical situation we were discussing, there were cultural differences and
Yes.
due to that, multi-ability financial
Yes.
was not able to be achieved.
That's right.
So how, before forecasting, how should we take those things in monetary terms, or we know that there are
Yes.
cultural differences, fine, we
Yes.
did not know it yet, but we know it in actually,
Yes.
and there would be difference. That should be considered in advance so that we do not make unrealistic expectations.
You're right, but as a financial modeler, you cannot. It's impossible. So, but as a board who gets the valuation for your desk, you can. It's ridiculous. You see? Because the only thing you can do as a valuator is putting in the EBIT margin and the cash flows and everything else. And it's the only thing you can do. I mean, you cannot, lower EBIT margin because maybe you think the culture doesn't fit. Of course, you can run different scenarios. But ultimately, even though you run 100 scenarios, there's one scenario that's going to be put on the desk of the board. Yeah. The only thing you can do is you'll say, okay, this model, but I see underlying risk, so I'm not so sure, or you can say, look, we can pay this price, but then we need to be sure that the cultural differences are not there, etc. etc. That's your disclaimer. That's how you go at it. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So we decided to have all these things for 5 years.
Yeah.
So how do we come to conclusion that 5 years is a pretty good time? And
Yeah, that's a good question because 5 years is like the holy number of years for evaluating. And why is this 5 years so important? Because we simply say after 5 years we have no clue what's going to happen. And that's why the 5 years is what you see in most discounted cash flow models. And also, if you ask the management, what is your EBIT margin going to be in the next years? You would say, well, I know what EBIT margin is going to look like next year. In 2 years, I know, 3, 4 years, but 5 years becomes a little bit vague, So, and also, so the fact that we can forecast in 5 years makes us a little bit satisfied. Okay, 5 years, it makes sense to what we have in the model. Second is, investors like to close gaps in 5 years' time. That's the whole point. They like to create value in the next 5 years. And therefore, we also, from a valuation perspective, 5 years is like a holy grail. You know, we need to satisfy the whole thing in 5 years' time. Of course, we can have a terminal value, that's fair enough, but in 5 years' time, you know, more or less that's what we can oversee, and that seems to be realistic enough for us to make evaluation. Yes, and that's how it works.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, if no more questions, let's go to the next case, and the bridge between this case and the next one is sales, EBIT margin, and cash flow. Yes, sales, EBIT margin, and cash flow. Now we have a pretty good view on what sales is. Well, we already know what sales is, sales growth is, EBIT is, and cash flow. Those are the 3 key elements in which you can evaluate whether the organization creates financial value. Yes. Now let's go all the way back before you came here. Some of you are faculty, some of you are working in the business, some of them in the mix, or some of you do both. The point is that you can have a whole list of KPIs, right? A whole list of financial indicators. Now you can make the list completely long. But now what I try to tell us to talk to you about is that in management life, boards do not wait for this whole list of KPIs. They want to know, the investor also wants to know the main drivers of that. And those are on the market, sales, EBIT, and cash flow. Evidence I have, yes. Look at Lego financial report. They report on sales, EBIT, cash flow. Look at Bang & Olufsen. If they go to talk about an output in the market, they focus on top line sales, EBIT, and cash flow. Yes. But that said, my disclaimer is, this is also my opinion, this is what we see in practice. But if you think that maybe your client or your customer, or maybe your yourself think, well, this is not enough, this will be and it's all the general market actually wants you to focus on these things. Okay, I would like to get into the second presentation, somebody can help me. It's the VO. You can download them, by the way, from the website. Yes, and maybe you can enlarge it. Okay, great. Now, so the bridge between what we did and this one is sales, EBIT, and cash flow. Bang & Olufsen. What is Bang & Olufsen for company? Please raise your hand. What is it? And question number 2 is, does anybody here have a Bang & Olufsen product? Or you would be good. So what is it? What is within the audio video? What is it there? Speakers. Earphones. Yeah, earphones, headphones, whole thing, yeah? Yeah, so that's a product. Who can share his experience with the product in terms of expensive, nice design, maybe cheap, garbage, I don't know, high quality, low quality. Let's share his experience with Bang & Olufsen with among us. Yes. Yes, sounds good. Yes, okay, so it sounds, that's one. What else? Yes. Okay, but from a consumer perspective, sounds is one. Okay, fair enough. And how does it look? It's design. It's also one of the competitive advantages. So sound, design. How pricey is it? Top $100. Yeah, high premium, man. And in fact, it's incredibly expensive. Yes. Okay. Good. The design is good, but it goes at a high price. Also, the stock price has dropped so significantly. Because we now in 2015, November 2015, that's the day on which it's important for Bang & Olufsen. I'll explain a little bit later. But how come that the stock price has this drop? Because the last 20 years being tanked. It didn't recover. Good design, good sound. Who are they? Who? Yeah, what are the competitors then? That came to the market. And we can see that here, I think, the Sonos, Sony, and all kinds of competitors in the market, right? Which are in general more cheaper. Yeah, okay. They did in 2015 because again, the point of analysis is 2015. That is when we need to make a management decision. And but before we're going to do that, we need to explain the context. Bang&Olufsen actually sold sold their automotive division to Harman Kardon. Okay. Now, if you go all the way back to the basics of Bang&Olufsen, they were having a business-to-business department, and they would have a business-to-retail department, business-to-consumer. Yeah, they're all business-to-consumer. They sold off the business-to-business department. They got cash, yeah, and they put it in, you know, the retail department. So what's the result? The only activity that they have left is more or less the retail department. They still have the business to business, by the way, because they get a license fee from that. Yes. So it didn't completely get rid of the business to business target market, but they sold the Harman Kardon. But every time they use the Bang&Olufsen product, they were required to pay Bang&Olufsen a fee. So they still are in the fee business, but operational they have no exposure. Okay, now financials. I hope you also have them in front of you. We go now to work in teams of 2 or 3, or maybe your table. You've seen it already because that was case number 2. You've done it. You've seen it yesterday. Here are the financials. 5 minutes of your time. What would be the question that you would ask the board given these financials? Yes. Just discuss with your neighbor 3-4 minutes. I want to remember you that you've done it yesterday also. So look at the places again. If you would be an investor, what would you like to ask? What question would you like to ask the board? Are you happy with it? Yes. This is case number 2. 3-4 minutes, just a recap of yesterday. What would you ask the market? What would you ask Bang&Olufsen if you would be investor? Somebody the suggestion is you get fine even in cash flow. But limit of time only if you don't speak, but suggestion.
जनरली बिजनेस करता है ना रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्ट करता
So you're the investor, what you think? Okay, let's have a quick look. We already done it yesterday. Yes, tell me, what are your answers? 3 minutes for me, only 3.
First thing is that the EBIT margin is going down.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, because EBIT is a driver of cash flow, yes, okay?
Second thing is that they have invested into different assets.
Yeah,
Their total assets are increasing
yes,
from 2892 to 3449. So despite of negative profit, their assets are increasing. That is the reason they are not investing in their business, but they are investing in some other business or in some assets.
okay,
So they may have thought to either close the business or they are on the verge of closing.
okay,
So they are selling their assets and they are investing into some other assets, maybe in real estate or in share market. They must be doing.
okay,
They are not focusing on their trading business. They are manufacturing business of
okay.
the content that they are doing.
The last
And
point.
the last is that their balancing activity, the cash flow will be. So cash flow increase. Their drastically they increase from -101 to 913, and then from investing activity also. They have 858. That means, yeah, and their cash flow from 1012 to 913. That means that they have investment activity, you will see. So they have invested a lot in assets.
Okay, fair enough. The reason, to clearly explain, what is the reason why this is the case? So why did cash flow actually move up? Because of the assets sold, huh? They were asset, yes, and they have it in cash balance sheet, that's why you see it from the assets. So they sold their assets, they listed into, oh, yeah, exactly. So that's, anybody to add something to what's been said? No, anybody? No? Is there still bad? Or still things to look, is anybody here think fast? No. Sales, sales actually increasing. Yeah. EBIT is getting more negative. That's right. That's true. And cash flow is still positive. What do you think? Is there anybody here in class who thinks, well, it's not so negative as we actually evaluated yesterday, because remember that we evaluated yesterday. The grades that you give the company are all like 1, 2, 3, yeah, on the scale from 0 to 10. So everybody thinks, well, it's going to be really bad. It doesn't look really that good. Yes? Equity? Yeah, it's increasing, yes. Okay, but the bottom line is, the only reason why the cash flow is positive is because they have a one-off. If you take it out, the cash flow will be negative. So, in my opinion, you will be right to say the company is performing really bad. It's not great bankruptcy. Because a negative EBIT cannot be sustained. No, it cannot. So, in my opinion, you are right for the money. This company is actually a leader in terms of cash flow, even though they have a positive cash flow in the last year. Now, let's go on. Yes, real case again, I didn't make anything up. The cost of capital goes up in last year. So yes, you went from 10 to 15%. Obviously, because of the bad financial results, yeah. I also know that Reynolds in that particular time had a very difficult cash position. That they were not even on some occasions able to pay salary. Yes, so you look at a company that's actually completely reorienting their strategy and trying to survive. Yeah, so it's actually very bad. My summary, where is it? My summary, like I said, I use 3 major points. Sales, declining. Yeah, of course, it went up last year, but in general, it's declining. EBIT, negative. Cash flow, it is positive, but only because of the bottom. Yes. What I think is important is EVA. I don't even need to come with anything. Economic value added is negative. Why is that? Because the
Cost of capital is increasing.
yeah, that's also, but also because of the EBIT, which is negative. EBIT driven. EBIT driven. Cash flow is EBIT driven. Even if you can only have EBIT driven, you can collect for help is EBIT driven. If the EBIT is negative, you cannot have any economic value added because it should be negative. So I don't need to talk about anything. Financial health is getting worse because the EBIT is getting negative. Of course, we have negative, it's all the same. I also expect that even though the cash flow is positive, I expect next year that it's going to be negative, which will of course have a.
Because they don't have any asset to sell next year.
That's the point.
They are not generating profit.
That's the point. Exactly.
Negative cash.
No, exactly. That's the point. Now, real again. You're bored. Yeah, not investor, you're bored. Yes. You tomorrow we have a 42 meeting in 2015. It's November 2015, and tomorrow you have a board meeting in which you are sorry, an investor meeting in which you have board need to present your results to the public. But the investors, who are the investors? We have Deloitte, which is Dutch, Renault, which is the Chinese. They all are very, very, very upset. Yes, and you're bored. You own the company, and you have investors who are very, very upset. And that makes sense because you also were upset if you would have executed this company. Now, you're bored. You need to write down also by tables, but we stay just here and write down a piece of paper. I want to hear your story. You go to tell the investor. I will tell them the same story that you wrote down or not. That's the thing. In other words, you're now bored. You need to present your results on tomorrow for the investors. They're very upset with you. The point is that I'm going to report how this that you have done. I'm going to tell them a different story. I would like you to. I'm really, really honestly interested in what your view is, and what you're going to tell tomorrow. Yes, there is one positive thing that you may want to use that goes as follows. Because key ratios, if you look into the second quarter, and this is a broken book here, by the way, so November 2015, we talked about second quarter. But anyways, second quarter, Bang & Olufsen, this second quarter looks much better than the second quarter a year ago. Because last year we had 579 million Danish kroner, now we have 729. An increase of all more than 15-20%. Very good. Let's look at our EBIT. Last year EBIT was 1 minus 55 negative. But now we go to have an EBIT of which is 31 million, which is of course very, very increasing compared to last year. Cash flow, we still have positive cash flow, 63 million. If you would like to know to take the two quarters combined, then you take a look at this one. Yes, compared to last year. Yes. Maybe you want to use this, maybe you do not. But I would like you to know in 10 minutes of your time. Yes. Discuss with your friends. What are you going to tell tomorrow? What does your story look like? Yes. 10 minutes of your time. Okay. And I'm honestly interested in how you think this should be presented. Also because there's a cultural difference. Because I can tell you in Denmark and in Holland, they have a different view of how to present this probably in the Indian market. Yes. So I would like to learn from you what is your view. I can give you feedback on how the Europeans are doing this. Yes? So tell me, what's your view? 10 minutes of your time. 10 minutes of your time. What are you going to tell? What does your story look like? So picture yourself in this meeting, you're near a desk, and the investor is very angry. He's going to ask you, okay, tell me about your company. Good change.
The reason of increase in mentioned in the
No, it's new. Not mentioned now. It's new, yes. New information, yes.
I'm good. From financial income, we can decide everything like the company reviving. From financial income.
It's your company, you can do everything you like.
Agree in reviving.
There is one part, it should be fair. But fair is a gray area between black and white. So 10 minutes, what is your story? Go table by table, what you going to tell? This, by the way, is more of a practical case than a financial. Everybody knows the financial. We are making it a different divergent. So your practical things are only. Do I need to report the truth? Yes, I would say yes.
How is it possible? It's like a case whereby my drastic change in the revenue,
Yes.
profit.
Yes,
So this may be because of some changes in the financial data.
yes.
It can also be
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it did something in the second quarter.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because they,
But the thing is that it's only 2 quarters.
yeah, that's right. So, and what we got, yeah,
Yeah, you don't get that. So let's take a little more time. It's okay with you. Yes. So a little more time. We talk about among yourself. What's your position at the table? Yeah, every table should have one position. We go to tell. Yeah, we still have okay. I give you a tip. Give you a tip. Because it can go all places in this case. The tip is, investors need to hear. Investors need to hear your opinion where the top line is going to. Yes, the investors need to hear where the EBIT is going to in the next few years and how the cash flow is evolve. That's what they would like to know. Yes, that's one thing.
Free cash flow has improved in second quarter.
It doesn't it?
It has improved. Here,
What's it do?
and working capital requirement and
It's a breakdown of the cash flow. Yes, they also like to hear. Yes, it's important. Yes. You still have a few minutes. So discuss the challenges. Tips. But then again, it's an actual case.
but from Indian angle, Indian perspective, this is a very delicate issue. How is it possible that in 1 year, this type of changes can happen? Something like I think, it's manipulation of data that has been done over here, I think.
Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And then I would like to hear per table, really per table, your vision. Storyline look like. Yeah, you don't need to quantify anything, just storyline, and what you going to tell, and what's your vision? Per table, 2 minutes. Make up your mind per table, what is going to be a storyline? What are you going to tell? You don't need to exactly what to tell about your storyline. Are you there to tell the truth? You're the bank of bankruptcy? Because you are. Or are you going to tell the nice story, the sunny story? Because you have 3/4 of our good results. Yes? So what is the story? Minutes. Minutes.
Can I?
Okay, let's,
Any other thing?
yeah, so it's almost 5 o'clock, so, let's just find it. Very brief, like a pitch, few seconds, but then to the table, what's your story?
Anybody?
Maybe, yes, let's tell me. Pitch, you invested, how was it like? I'm curious.
So we have things that the revenue has increased
Yes,
by more than 25%.
yes,
There is an increase in
yes,
the employees also get increased
yes,
and
even increase, yes,
even
yes. But then my question, okay, yeah, I've seen it myself, as the best, if I would be a better look, I can see it. But what are we going to expect in the next few years then? Okay, you think about it, next group.
in that fact we can
No, but it's okay. You make a point. So you're actually saying that in the quarters that you see, we all tick the box on improvement. That's basically what you're seeing. Yeah, yes. Next group. What's your storyline?
we all can see that EBIT has improved by almost $61 million
Yes,
and free cash flow has also increased.
yes.
But what we need to increase is
Why would I still, if you be CEO, why would I need you to leave in your place? Why would I not fire you?
as an investor, I would not like to go by this number because numbers have increased a lot. And I would like to know the reason behind the increase in.
I'm gonna know, but you need to tell me, and if this will be an investor meeting, you need to tell me, what you're expecting in the next year, guys. Is it going up or down? You have to keep the stuff or sell it.
Positive sign if we go by the number that in recent years, free cash flow has increased and EBIT has also increased.
Okay,
That's a positive sign.
oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Next group, go to the back. Yes, no, here, no, sorry, this group. Oh, you shouldn't actually, sorry, let's go like this. Yes, please. Why do we need to keep the stock? I actually want to fire the board. What is this? Because the results look quite bad. What's up?
But this quarter is good.
Yes,
And they have said the revenue and gross profit has increased.
yeah,
But there are some hidden issues that we.
hidden.
That
That's what I'm going to
Yeah, first thing
Yeah.
that, it is mentioned that student cost previously allocated from the business.
Yeah,
So I think there is something, I think some losses are there in that automotive business, and because of excluding that, their revenue and their EBIT has increased.
okay, so what's your suggestion then? Keep the stock or sell it?
Sir, my suggestion would be, keeping on the last previous year's performance also, and this,
But last performance were very bad. If I look at last performance, that's all.
that's why, so, keeping, last year performance plus this year's, there is an increase, but there is a start in school, there is a point written at a down, that they have excluded, the automotive business. Okay, I need to know more about that, then only I can give any.
Yeah, but I just need to know more. You need to tell me, we're investor meeting, and that's how it goes. But next group. Tell me, what are you going to do? What's the outlook looks like? Do we need to keep the stock or not? No, this group. No, we really go in there, otherwise I get lost. Please, yes, what's your story?
We have discussed. And the input that you gave us, and if we focus on sales and cash flow.
Yes,
So if that's and the question that you're asking, that investors are not happy about it.
yes,
But the point of reference here is that this year, all these three figures are showing improvement.
yes,
And we one point where the ministers have to really, really be patient with respect, because they're recovering. Because we figured and if we speak.
So you simply telling that, okay, the last part years were not so good. This year we have a positive impact of the key figures. And the investors should be patient and the expectancy that it will grow. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's go to the next one. What is your view?
I think that they are recovering as the revenue increasing of profit and also.
Yeah, that's the,
We can also keep free cash flow and also increase in this.
yes.
And
If this would be your stock, would you buy it or not?
yeah,
You would buy more.
yes.
Okay, let's get it again. Yes. Sure. Okay. The group. Yes, you are. Yes. Yes. Go ahead. What's your view? We have a couple of groups that we actually call it a day. Tomorrow we continue. Would you buy your own stock? Would like to hold the stock. Hold the stock, yeah, but would you buy more? No. Okay, why would I need to keep it there? If you say you would not buy more, and I'm an investor, why would I keep the stock? I'd rather sell it. Because we can introduce some new products, would like to see the prices improve. Okay. You can like to recover the market. Okay, but look, if you think that this company is going to grow, yes, because new product, which is true, we've seen that. Why do you not recommend to buy it then? Because doesn't the sales and even the cash will go up then? And you buy it. Might be possible if there is some new product or we sell some new product will be introduced. So you're simply saying that it's enough to hold, not to buy, but it's to hold and wait and see what then will. Yeah. Okay, next one. We have 3 to go. Then we call it a day. No, you already been there. I've started. Yeah.
Yes, I would say tell them that if you sell at this moment, you make losses.
Okay.
So
Definitely.
so I can see that the company is growing. If you wait for let's say quarter or maybe year, you can gain more and you can either minimize your losses or you can.
Yeah, okay, that's almost time. Eh? Okay, then we go to the lady and then we go move on to the next group. Yes? Yeah. Yes, that's it. Okay. Okay. So at that point you can, okay, that group. Then yes, you are, yes. Story in a quick few seconds. What's your story? So you asked the investor a question, but I need to ask you a question. Yes. What's the question? I'm an investor, you're bored. You ask me questions. Yes. Okay. Okay. Would you recommend to buy more? Okay, interesting. That's the next one. Yeah, that's right. Then we have 2 to go. The reason why GP margins are decreasing, between GP margin there is an important gap. Yeah. Due to that, the EBIT is going down. Yeah. That is increasing because there is increase in the percentage. Yes. So assets are increasing and sales are also increasing. That means the assets what the company is acquired or acquiring are generating sales, generating sellable products. Okay. So looking at these points, it would be putting the cost into. Okay. The point that you actually made, in addition to the rest, gross margin, which is increasing. Okay, fair enough. Next one, we have 2 to go. Then we call the day.
So we have 2 points.
Yes. Okay. Yes. 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 Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 And I love your story. It's beautiful. But yesterday. You're the only one. Okay, okay, thanks for explaining. Okay. Don't you give it two, okay, is there? Last group. Thank you. Okay, all the time. All the day, but tomorrow we're going to. Really beautiful day, by the way. I mean, I hope you enjoy today and tomorrow, yesterday and today, but tomorrow is going to be the most terrific day. Because we're going to have a fantastic case study, and the Juventus case is really awesome. But that said, go back to Bengalor's case, closure. Yeah, closure. What do I have to say? Of course, what do I have to say? Yeah. Wait. So I would have to say, what I would have to say, you talk about. Oh, yeah. What's the downside of all this optimism? But if you will say that, yeah, okay, good. Closure, yeah.
So the financial pictures look very gloomy,
Yes.
but as an Indian context, so the question that you raised, that what you will think in Indian context.
Yes.
If this type of financial picture is there, it's so gloomy,
Yes.
and we as Indians think that this cannot be a turnaround strategy.
Except for that,
Right, yeah, but it cannot be, most of the groups are saying, looking to the financial picture, yeah, they are correct also, but looking to the other, on the flip side of this particular financial figure, this is a gloomy picture. And in 1 year, margin cannot be like simple. Whereby -155 can become -31, or your net working capital can be from 724 to 230.
Yeah.
So it means that there are certain manipulations that has been done in the data.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah. But here's my manipulation. Now we have a shot next thing. If you would be more to be.
One year,
Record the.
there is 50% increase in quantity. Is it possible?
Yes, okay.
So there is a gloomy picture, and there may be impact data that has been introduced, or some expenditures were not taken, or some expenditures were outlined. This can also, yeah.
They receive tomorrow, yes, yes.
So they can, yeah.
You are also motivated, that's tomorrow. Next to the.
Okay. Thank you very much. For online participants, I hope tomorrow again you will enjoy and you will ask some questions. We are waiting for the questions from online participants. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all of you, for wonderful audience. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much everyone for joining us today. Thank you so much online participants. We will extend this FDP tomorrow. Well, and the time is saying you all know that we will be going to start the FDP at 11 a.m. Okay, so kindly be on time. Thank you so much for your zeal. Thank you so much.
Or you should live on it. Because tomorrow we're going to. Yes. Okay. Faculty, I don't know who's faculty, who's like this year, if you vote, but it's so far that they You really want to know tomorrow what's going to happen because you can they can very easily set it. Yes. It's fantastic. Everybody loves it, but I hope you all come to that. Yes. Play the game. Yeah. Yes.
नहीं तो हमको ठीक है मैं अपने आप को
So, the online participants, have to repeat the things which sir have just told you. That tomorrow session will be an interesting session because we are going to play a very good game tomorrow, and that will actually link you to the knowledge which I think you both of have come for. So, yes, thank you so much. And if you have any queries, if you have any feedback, we have shared the feedback link in the respective groups, so you can put the feedback.